And we're back with a new update on Dodge's shifting of gears when it comes to naming the new upcoming six-pack versions of the Dodge Charger. So one thing is true. If you look back over the last 15 years, the one thing Dodge did was name the cars properly. From the Scat Pack to the Hellcat to the 1320 to the RT to the GT to the SXT, all these names, to the Red Eye, to the Demon 170, Dodge was doing a phenomenal job with naming their cars and properly appending a masculine name to these things that would incite some emotion when we were talking about the car. So if you're at the car meet and a guy says, "So what do you got there?" "Well, I've got a Scat Pack." "What do you got there?" "Got a Hellcat Red Eye." "What do you got there?" "I've got a Super Stock." These are all really cool names, and I've always been a fan of Dodge for being creative with their names. But then they came out with the Dodge Daytona Scat Pack and RT, and while the names were cool, I felt that they stole those names from some legendary cars, the RT and the Scat Pack, and stuck them on an appliance, on a toaster, on a microwave oven. And that was blasphemy as far as I was concerned. And I think most of you would agree with that they should have named those electric versions the GT and the SXT. I think that would have made a lot more sense, only because they would be the more fuel-efficient version, albeit faster with the higher horsepower because of the electric powertrain. Nonetheless, the only reason anybody should buy one of those things would be that you are on that green side of the universe and you want to save the planet and save money on gas while burning coal to get your electricity. So I was fine with everything up until they went down that stupid road. And hopefully, I'm hoping that we hear some announcements this year where they change the name of that Daytona EV.
I ain't never been humiliated and embarrassed like that in my whole entire life. Thanks to you.
Thanks to me?
Yeah, thanks to you.
Even if they just drop the Scat Pack and RT, those of you that have those already and think it's cool, I've got a Scat Pack. You've got a reprogrammed car with a few little extra bits on it, but no matter how you cut it, you're still driving an EV. The only reason to have that thing is to save on gas, save the environment, and be embarrassed at car meets with your fake exhaust sound.
Brother, what's that? What's that, brother?
But I do think there's a place for that thing, so I have no beef with an electric car. I think they serve a purpose. I've considered getting one for my daily commutes and my trips all over Southern California. If it would fit in with hotel stays, because those chargers are always full, I would have already done it. But I digress. Now let's talk about the upcoming names, where I think they might be on a good path, unless these are just internal names for ordering purposes. I believe that they will be making a smart decision, because when they named the gas version of the twin-turbo i6, the six-pack, everybody who was a fan of the 440 was pissed off, was mad, and went back to 1969 and said, "How can you call it a six-pack? It does not have three two-barrel carburetors on it. This is ridiculous. You're stealing a name from an icon. This is wrong." And I would agree. And as long as us Gen Xers and Boomers are still alive to remember those days, and my memories are more vague, but I will tell you, it's going to make people scoff a little bit and call BS. That the six-pack's probably not the best name to name a six-cylinder twin-turbo. But that's okay. They went down that road. But it appears that there may be some second thoughts taking place at Dodge and renaming the six-pack. And I think that's good. And I'm not even an issue. I don't even have an issue with what they're coming up with. Let me show you what they're coming up with. And let you know also that based on this information here and Mopar Insider as well. This 6-pack is getting ordered, meaning dealers are absolutely ordering these things now. These things are on their, I'm not going to say on their way, but orders are being put in. I would say not customer orders, but orders by dealers saying this is how many of these things we want based on the allocations they've got, and this is how they're able to order. In their ordering portal, this is a screenshot that I believe, I think Butter the Insider, and then Mopar Insider has posted and talked about already. And in our group chat with TK and Butter, they sent this over a few days ago. And this is what we're looking at. Now, first, I just want to address that the model year is 2026, which good for them to not name it a 2025 and then get delayed and then launch a 2025 and 2026 like they did with the 2024s coming out in 2025. So this would be under the Charger moniker, and this is for the Daytona Scat Pack 2-door, Daytona Scat Pack 4-door, and those two, I would say, if you notice here, the RT is not listed because I believe those are going to be not able to order until they exhaust the current supply. And there is so many out there due to slow sales that have not been sold. And I would imagine that for the 2026, the Scat Packs, that they're going to probably limit the amount of those that can be ordered as well, just because of the slow sales and the amount of existing inventory that's still languishing on lots, getting lot rot, flat spots in the tires. And thank good there's no oil they have to worry about changing. But that's what's happening with those. But let's look at what's happening here with the GT all-wheel drive 2-door. This is the 6-pack. It appears that they're going to change the name of the 420 horsepower, 6-cylinder, twin-turbo, standard output, all-wheel drive is going to be called the GT. Now, this could be internal, and it could still roll out as a 6-pack, but because no formal announcements have been made, and Mopar Insider even reached out to Dodge and got no response as of today. But let's assume that if this is how it is in the system, that they're going to change the name to GT. I like that. I think that's good. It's a twin-turbo i6, 420 horsepower all-wheel drive car. Perfect. Call it a GT. It's going to look great, look nice, and all is well. Then you've got the 4-door, and then you're going to have the Outlaw 2-door, and that's the new name, the Outlaw. That's the 550 horsepower 2-door version all-wheel drive. Also, though, which we did not think was going to be coming, is the Outlaw all-wheel drive with the 4-door, meaning it's now going to be called the Outlaw, if this is correct, and it's not just internal, with a 4-door and a 550 horsepower twin-turbo i6. So I think these name changes are good. I think these name changes are positive, and I think it frees up room to maybe even change the name of the EVs to something that is not so offensive, like trying to steal the name Scat Pack. And I think they probably got so much heat about stealing the name 6-pack that every single purist was screaming, that is a 440, this is not right, this is ridiculous, and you guys need to come up with a better name. That hopefully they came out with Outlaw. And I think that's cool. It's one of those machismo, cool, tough guy names, and it's going to be a pretty fast car. And as long as it's not blowing up on the side of the road and breaking down all the time, they might have half a chance of selling these things. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Please like, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.